দর্শক আমন্ত্রণ যমুনা টেলিভিশনের বিশেষ আয়োজন ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ কার্নিভাল প্রেজেন্টেড বাই স্টেপ ফুটওয়্যার আমাদের আজকের আয়োজন। আপনাদের সঙ্গে আছি আমি সৈয়দ আবিদ হোসেন সামি। চলতি বিশ্বকাপে দুই চিরপ্রতিদ্বন্দ্বী ব্রাজিল এবং আর্জেন্টিনার পথ চলা অবস্থান করছে একেবারে দুই মেরুতে। গ্রুপ পর্বে মরক্কোর সঙ্গে পয়েন্ট ভাগাভাগির পর ধীরে ধীরে নিজেদের গুছিয়ে নিচ্ছে 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐿। ইনজুরি সমস্যা দলের দুশ্চিন্তা হলেও মাঝমাঠে সমস্যা কাটিয়ে উঠছে দলটি। অন্যদিকে উড়ন্ত সূচনা করেও রাউন্ড অফ 32-এ 𝐒𝐻𝗴𝗵𝗺𝗺দের বিপক্ষে জয় পেতে ঘাম ছড়েছে আর্জেন্টিনার, যা দলটির জন্য পরিণত হয়েছে একটা ওয়েক আপ কলে।
একদিকে চলছে ফিফা বিশ্বকাপ, অন্যদিকে বাংলাদেশে লেগেছে উৎসবের আমেজ। ভক্তদের উন্মাদনা অনেক আগে হয়েছে আন্তর্জাতিক গণমাধ্যমের শিরোনাম। 48 দেশের মেগা বিশ্বকাপে বরাবরের মতোই দুই দলে বিভক্ত পুরো দেশ। এক পক্ষ ব্রাজিলকে এগিয়ে রাখলে অন্য দল এগিয়ে রাখে আর্জেন্টিনাকে। চলতি আসরে লাতিন আমেরিকা দুই চিরপ্রতিদ্বন্দ্বীর পথ চলা একেবারে দুই মেরুতে। এক দল শুরুতেই নিজেদের দাপট দেখিয়ে ফেভারিটের মতো খেলছে, অন্য দল চোট আর ফর্মহীনতার বেড়াজালে আটকে না থেকে ঘুরে দাঁড়ানোর মন্ত্রে নিচ্ছে দীক্ষা। মূলত ব্রাজিলের ডাগ আউটে থাকা কোচ কার্লো আনচেলোত্তির টোটকায় ধীরে ধীরে এগিয়ে চলেছে 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐿। গ্রুপ পর্বের খেলায় মরক্কোর সাথে 1-1 গোলের ড্রয়ে শুরু। এরপর সমালোচনা তীরে বিদ্ধ পুরো দল। বাকি দুই ম্যাচে হাইতি ও স্কটল্যান্ডের বিপক্ষে জয় পেলেও রাউন্ড অফ 32-তে ঘাম ঝরাতে হয় 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐿দের। জাপানের বিপক্ষে পিছিয়ে পড়েও দারুণভাবে ফিরে এসে 2-1 গোলের জয়ে নিশ্চিত করে শেষ 16 লড়াই। এশিয়ার প্রতিনিধিরা কঠিন পরীক্ষার মুখে ফেলেছিল আনচেলোত্তি শিষ্যদের। মূলত এই ম্যাচ ও মরক্কো ম্যাচে দল হিসেবে আলাদাভাবে নজর কাড়ে ব্রাজিল। তবে দলটির প্রধান সমস্যা মোটা দাগে হয়ে দাঁড়িয়েছে ইনজুরি। বিশ্বকাপ শুরুর আগে রদ্রিগো ছিটকে যাওয়া কিংবা টুর্নামেন্ট চলাকালীন সবশেষ পাকেতার থমকে যাওয়া বড় চ্যালেঞ্জ হয়ে দাঁড়িয়েছে আনচেলোত্তির সামনে। সেই সাথে নেইমার ছাড়াও স্কোয়াডে আছেন ক্যাসেমিরো ও দানিলোর মতো বয়স্ক ফুটবলাররা। যদিও জাপান ম্যাচে দারুণ এক গোলে অভিজ্ঞতার কথা জানান দেন ক্যাসেমিরো। মাঝমাঠ চিন্তার কারণ হলেও ধীরে ধীরে তা কাটিয়ে উঠছে ব্রাজিল। হোঁচট থেকে শিক্ষা নিয়ে বিশ্বকাপ যত এগিয়ে যাচ্ছে ততই যেন খোলস ছেড়ে বের হচ্ছে 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐿রা। উল্টো চিত্র অবশ্য আর্জেন্টিনা শিবিরে। চিরপ্রতিদ্বন্দ্বীদের মতো খাবি না খেলেও রাউন্ড অফ 32-তে এসে 𝐒𝐻𝗴𝗵𝗺𝗺দের বিপক্ষে ঘাম ঝরেছে ঠিকই। হঠাৎ করেই যে 𝗤𝐿Bি বিপক্ষে ভালো খেলেছে আফ্রিকা দেশটি তাও কিন্তু নয়। গ্রুপ পর্বে স্পেন ও উরুগুয়ের মতো দলকে রুখে দিয়ে নিজেদের আগে প্রমাণ করেছে 𝐒𝐻𝗴𝗵𝗺𝗺দের। কাউন্টার অ্যাটাকে আলাদাভাবে নজর কেড়েছে দলটি। কাতার বিশ্বকাপে সৌদি আরবে থেকে শিক্ষা নিয়ে এবারের আসরে ধূমকেতুর মতো ছুটছে আর্জেন্টিনা। 𝐒𝐻𝗴𝗵𝗺𝗺দের ছাড়া তেমন কোনো পরীক্ষার মুখে পড়তে হয়নি 𝗤𝐿Bি তাদের। দলটির বড় শক্তি তরুণ ফুটবলাররা হলেও এই দলেই আছে 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝗺𝗺 মেসিদের মতো অভিজ্ঞ ফুটবলাররা। বয়স্কদের অভিজ্ঞতার পাশাপাশি আলভারেজ ম্যাকঅ্যালিস্টার-এনজোদের মতো তারকারা জয়ের ধারায় রেখেছে আর্জেন্টিনাকে। 𝗤𝗏𝗻 তারা খেলছে চ্যাম্পিয়নের মতো, যেখানে মেসির বিদায়কে রাঙিয়ে দেয়াই পুরো দলের একমাত্র লক্ষ্য। অন্যদিকে ব্রাজিলের হার না মানার মানসিকতা কি তবে ইঙ্গিত দিচ্ছে হেক্সা মিশন পূরণের লক্ষ্য? নাসিফ শুভ, যমুনা স্পোর্টস।
দর্শক, বিশ্বকাপ কভার করতে আমাদের সহকর্মী মুজদেবিন তারেক এই মুহূর্তে আমেরিকায় আছেন। সরাসরি তিনি আমাদের সঙ্গে যুক্ত হচ্ছেন। তারেক, আপনি আমাদের সঙ্গে যুক্ত হচ্ছেন। আমি জানি যে আপনি এই মুহূর্তে প্রচণ্ড পরিমাণে টায়ার্ড, তারপরেও ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ কার্নিভাল, দর্শকরাও আপনাকে শুনতে চায়। শুভ যে বিষয়টা বলছিলেন যে আর্জেন্টিনার জন্য 𝐒𝐻𝗴𝗵𝗺𝗺দের সঙ্গে এই ম্যাচটা ওয়াজ ইট আ ওয়েক আপ কল?
নিঃসন্দেহে সামি, এটা নিয়ে কোনো ধরনের সন্দেহ থাকা উচিত না। কারণ আর্জেন্টিনা তারা গ্রুপ পর্বের ম্যাচগুলো যেভাবে মেসির কাঁধে চড়ে তারা পার হয়েছে এবং রাউন্ড অফ 32 নকআউটের যে ম্যাচটা তাদের জন্য একটা ওয়েক আপ কল, এটা বলতেই হবে। কারণ আমি যদি আপনাকে 2022-এর সিনারিওটা একটু মনে করিয়ে দিতে চাই, আর্জেন্টিনা যখন তারা নেদারল্যান্ডসের বিপক্ষে ম্যাচটা খেললো এবং সেই ম্যাচটাতে তারা যখন দারুণ কামব্যাক করে তারা ম্যাচটা জিতে নিল, এরপর কিন্তু তাদের ফ্রান্সকে হারিয়ে বিশ্বকাপ জেতাটা সহজ হয়েছে। স্পিরিটটা বা মোমেন্টামটা তারা তখন ক্যাচ করতে পেরেছে নেদারল্যান্ডসের বিপক্ষে ম্যাচ শেষে, এবং স্কালোনিও বুঝতে পেরেছিলেন তারা আসলে কি করতে হবে, কি করা উচিত। এবারও আর্জেন্টিনার এরকম একটা ধাক্কা ধাক্কা দরকার ছিল এবং সেটা তারা কেপভার্দের বিপক্ষে পেয়ে গেছে। এবং আমি ইসলামী আরেকটা বিষয় বলতে চাই যে কেপভার্দেরকে আমরা আসলে যতটা ছোট করে দেখছি বা আমরা হয়তো যেহেতু অপরিচিত দেশ, অপরিচিত দল, এই বিশ্বকাপ দিয়েই এই দলটাকে কাউন্ট করছি। তারা গ্রুপ পর্বে স্পেনকে রুখে দিয়েছে, উরুগুয়েকে রুখে দিয়েছে, সৌদি আরবের বিপক্ষে ড্র করেছে। কিন্তু তার আগের পরিসংখ্যানটা যদি আমরা দেখি, তারা কিন্তু আফ্রিকান বাছাই পর্বে ক্যামেরুনের মতো দল তাদের গ্রুপ পর্বে ছিল এবং একই গ্রুপে ছিল। সেই গ্রুপে তারা অপরাজিত চ্যাম্পিয়ন হয়েছে কেপভার্দে এবং সেখান থেকে তারা বিশ্বকাপে প্রথমবারের মতো খেলতে এসেছে এবং এসে কিন্তু তারা যে চমকটা দেখাচ্ছে, এটার কিন্তু একটা লম্বা হিস্ট্রি কিন্তু আছে, যদিও বিশ্বকাপে আমাদের জন্য নতুন। তবে আর্জেন্টিনার আমি একটা বিষয় আমার কাছে মনে হচ্ছে যে স্কালোনিকে অবশ্যই নতুন করে ভাবতে হবে এবং আমি যদি শুভর প্যাকেজটা যে স্টোরিটা সে করেছে সেটার আলোকে যদি বলতে চাই, আমার কাছে মনে হয় ব্রাজিল আর্জেন্টিনার চেয়ে কিছুটা অ্যাডভান্টেজ পজিশনে আছে। আপনি হয়তো বিষয়টা আমার সাথে একমত হবেন কিনা। ব্রাজিল তারা ম্যাচ বাই ম্যাচ কিন্তু ভালো করছে, যেটা মরক্কোর বিপক্ষে একেবারে একটা মানে সমালোচিত ম্যাচ ছিল ব্রাজিলের। এরপর তারা হাইতি স্কটল্যান্ডের বিপক্ষে যেভাবে খেলেছে এবং তারা যেভাবে উন্নতি করছে, জাপানের বিপক্ষে তারা পিছিয়ে পড়ে জিতেছে, কিন্তু জাপানকে আপনাকে বুঝতে হবে যে জাপান দলটা এই মুহূর্তে কেমন ছন্দে তারা আছে এবং সেই দলটার বিপক্ষে জয়টা আমি মনে করি যে এইটাও গ্রুপ পর্বের বাকি 3 ম্যাচের পরবর্তী যে মানে উন্নতির ধাপটা, সেইটাও কিন্তু এই হিউস্টনের জাপানের বিপক্ষে ব্রাজিল করেছে। তারা কিন্তু ব্যাপক আত্মবিশ্বাস সঙ্গী করেছে এবং এই দলটা আমার কেমন জানি মনে হচ্ছে অনেক দূর যাবে। কার্লো আনচেলত্তি মাস্টারমাইন্ড আছেন এবং ভিনিসিয়াস জুনিয়র তিনিও দলকে টানছেন এবং সবাই নিজেকে আস্তে আস্তে গুছিয়ে নিচ্ছেন। ক্যাসিমিরোকে নিয়ে সমালোচনা ছিল, তিনিও আত্মবিশ্বাস পেয়ে গেছেন, একটা গোল করেছেন। আর্জেন্টিনার সেই ধাক্কাটা তারা কেপভার্দের বিপক্ষে ম্যাচে পেয়েছে। এখন এটাকে তারা কতটা ক্যাশ করবে এবং সামনের ম্যাচগুলোতে স্কালোনি কিভাবে সেটাকে কাজে লাগাবেন, সেটা হচ্ছে এখন দেখার বিষয়।
তারেক, আপনাকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ আমাদের সঙ্গে যুক্ত হওয়ার জন্য। আমাদের সহকর্মী মুজদেবিন তারেক এতক্ষণ আমাদের সঙ্গে যুক্ত ছিলেন। দর্শক, ঠিক এই মুহূর্তে এমন একজনের সঙ্গে যুক্ত হতে চাই যিনি নিজে স্বয়ং বিশ্বকাপ খেলেছেন এবং ইটস আওয়ার প্রিভিলেজ টু হ্যাভ মিস্টার থমাস ডুরি, দ্য হেড কোচ অফ Bangladesh men's national football team. He's a World Cup legend, represented the US back in 1994, back in 1998. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
I was having a conversation with my father, and he mentioned that in 1994, you've been a prominent part of US. You beat Colombia on that particular World Cup in 1998. You have been the captain of US side. So what's it all about, the intensity of the World Cup? Why it's called the greatest show on earth? We have not witnessed World Cup yet in front of, just to see in front the World Cup, how's the intensity? So how is it all about playing World Cup, captaining the side, the intensity, the entire thing?
I mean, it is the biggest event in the world, not just because of playing, it's because of fans. Because we have, a little bit more than 8 billion people on this earth, and we have 4.2 billion people who are watching games. So it's amazing what kind of a fan base is out there. But I explained that I get this question very often, and it's very difficult to explain. There are like mixed feelings between the games, but when the game starts, you're just focused on what happens on the field. You're walking into the stadium, you see all that hype and all that the noise. You hear the noise, but when the game starts, you're just focusing on the pitch and looking and thinking about what happened next 2-3 seconds. But that's kind of as a player point that how do you realize the World Cup?
We were watching a package of one of our reporters featuring the craze in Bangladesh, the football craze in Bangladesh. And mind it, that's in the universities, they're waving the flags of Argentina and Brazil, and also they're cheering for those particular teams. Are you amazed seeing the entire craze? Because Bangladesh is not participating in the World Cup. Even we do not know that whether we're going to participate in the World Cup ever in 10 to 15 or 20 years. But the craze is amazing, right?
Yeah, because of the love for the game is there. And it's amazing that you don't have that kind of development in this country when you have so many fans. Like when I saw this on YouTube or on Facebook when they celebrated the victories from Brazil or from Argentina that we just watched. And we talked about it. He said, this is in Dakar, this is not in Buenos Aires. And I saw that and I was amazed about that. What kind of a fan base that we have here who loves football. We just have to give them the opportunity to play. Because the football, the love is in the heart. That's what you need to become a professional player. But it's a development. We have to be focused on the development to make that happen.
Is it the particular thing, the craze, which actually dragged you in to Bangladesh to become the men's national team's coach?
No, it's actually, you know, I never got a chance, the opportunity to coach Liverpool, Bayern Munich, or one of those big stars, big teams. But, you know, I went with the teams there in that kind of a region. It was in the Philippines, it was the U20 teams from the US, it was an academy team, and I went to Vietnam, and all those, Guyana, and I was successful because the basics of the development is important, and that's what sometimes in those countries or in those teams, they don't understand that. It is something about the way you think. You have to change the way you think because it's not just about going on the field and play. Everything is important, how you eat, how you sleep, how you get better, what kind of mistakes you do, and how do I deal with mistakes. It's amazing how much you have to develop, and then you have to have the right coaches to it for the development. And I saw the last time in Guyana, I watched a couple games from them, and I knew what's wrong with them, and we fixed that. And I saw when I had the opportunity here in Bangladesh, I was looking at the team also, and I said, you know, we can fix it, and we can fix it easily. It's not going from one night to the next night or one day to another day. It takes time, but I think it is doable, and I think we can get some success here.
Okay, then I'm going to ask you about the mission and vision and the action regarding the Bangladesh national football team. But let's move on to this particular World Cup. We just had a wonderful game between Argentina and Cape Verde, and people are mentioning about the fact that it's a wake-up call for the Argentines because last time they lost against Saudi Arabia, that was their wake-up call. Do you think that this time it's the wake-up call for Argentina?
No. I don't think so. I don't think so. In that kind of a stage where you are, after you're getting out of the group stage, there are no wake-up calls anymore. It is, you know, because you have seen as a player and as a coach, you have seen how difficult it is for some of the teams to beat the other team, and even they are in the rankings much higher. It is about the performance on that day, and that comes from you have to be 100% fit. And I always quote the coach from Germany before the World Cup in Brazil, when he said we need to be 100% fit to have a chance to win the World Cup. If we are not 100% fit, we have no chance at all. And that is true. Nowadays, all those teams like 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝗁 yesterday and against Brazil, they were running 90 minutes, they were fighting, they were 100% fit. And the mental aspect, how much they want to win, you could see that in fighting on the field. They made it very difficult for Argentina. Argentina had a decent game, but you have only a chance to beat those teams when they underestimate you. So, and that's why you are, in that case, there is no team who takes somebody too easy and have a wake-up call. I think Argentina, we could see that from the beginning. Yeah. They were fighting, and especially in the end, the celebration shows you how much they want to win that game. So you're not doing that easy. You do that when you put everything in.
Are you amazed seeing the goalkeeper Vozinha at the age of 40 performing at the World Cup at the highest level?
It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, you get only 5-6 shots on goal, and you have a goalkeeper. You need a goalkeeper who win you games, who doesn't lose games. And it's not just him yesterday, but there are so many goalkeepers in there. They're getting some shots, and with the crowd, it helps you also. You know, it's for a player to play in that kind of an environment, it's amazing, especially in a goalkeeper. You have 2-3 saves, you grow over your heights, and you have you'll be lucky sometimes a little bit, but overall, it's like amazing what he did yesterday, what he got out of this goal last night.
And what about Lionel Messi playing there for 120 minutes under this kind of condition, under this kind of such hot and humid condition?
Yeah, but he's used to that also. I mean, you play he's from Miami, and in Argentina, the weather is also like that. It's not that it's a surprise for the Argentines to play in that kind of a heat. In a stadium, sometimes it's a little bit different. But you know, the difference between him and 𝐀𝐻𝐿 in England is 𝐀𝐻𝐿 ran 11,600 meters as a center forward. And Messi is just a total different type of player. He doesn't have to because his team runs for him. But you have to put him in a spot in front of the goal, give him in a position where he can do something, give him the ball where he's open, and then most of the time something comes out of it. So that's the quality of this player that he has. That's why he also, this is the biggest stage for him. Also, he's ready for 2 hours if it's necessary.
Do you think that condition is the biggest factor in this kind of conditions? Because in some stadiums we're watching fully air conditioned, some stadiums it's the open roof stadium. So condition is the matter?
Of course, it's a matter. I mean, I remember when we played '94, we played the first indoor game. We had in the Silverdome in Detroit, there was no roof on top of it, and the aircon, we didn't have aircon in there. We had big ventilators. And Bora said we had 6 of them. He cut 2. He doesn't want to have that because we played against Switzerland. So for me, because I'm coming out that environment, I said, it's for me playing in a sauna. And in a sauna, you can't breathe. So it's really, really difficult to have that kind of a climate. But, they are maybe both of them, they are already dealing with it. The problem will be in Mexico. Everybody thinks about the climate because it's heat. It's a high altitude. That is the biggest issue.
Okay, then talking about the European teams, do you think that they're going to struggle when you're playing on that kind of high altitude or open roof stadiums? Teams like England, they have matches at Mexico?
Because I grew up in Germany and I had to play in Tampa and in Dallas and in high altitude in Mexico City. So, yeah. It is a big difference when you're not used to that. And people who are playing in Germany or in England, if they're going to that high humidity and you have to play there, it's like you're playing in a sauna. And of course, it's difficult to adjust to that. So you have to have different quality, better quality in other ways, technically better or creating chances better. But from the running aspect, it's very difficult, and especially in the high altitude. People don't understand how difficult that is because you can't breathe. After 10, 15 minutes, you can't get air anymore. And that is an advantage that Mexico has in 𝐒𝐻𝐿.
What's your thought on the hydration break? Many people say it's a commercial break, but we have seen the tactical aspects creating impact on the game, because during the Japan-Brazil game, after the hydration break, Japan scored. And the England game, after the hydration break, England scored a couple of goals. Yeah. So do you think that is going to create a huge impact?
I don't like it. I really don't like it. And one thing is, obviously, it is, it's a business deal. And the second thing is like when you play and you are so focused and you be in the game, suddenly you get into, it takes a while. It takes 10, 15 minutes. You see so many times a team who wins the game, in the first 10, 15 minutes, they play very bad. It's also they touching up and want to find out how the game goes. And then suddenly say, okay, now we start doing this and this. And when you start doing that, suddenly comes a break. It's good for the other team now to adjust, get the breathe again. You're not 100% fit. You can relax a little bit for a couple of minutes. And that is, I don't think we shouldn't change too much of this game. Let's play 2 times 45 minutes and see how it goes.
Do you think that is going to exist because the commercial aspect is also there?
I think it is because of commercial. If we played in '94 in Los Angeles, we had also 115 or 105 degrees on the field, and they took a break right there. We had like a little water break for a minute or something that we could go out and have that. Then it's very important. But look where we are, from Mexico up to Canada. It's not everywhere. And I think if you are going to some of those games and you just have in that kind of a climate, you have to take a break. You can call it and you have a break, it's okay. But I think from the way that they handle it, it's about money. And I don't like that.
So what's the difference between club football and World Cup football? The European leagues and the World Cup football. Because in World Cup, we have seen the teams of low blocks, teams which play physical footballs as an unit. Definitely the African teams are progressing, 9 teams in the round of 32. So what's the difference between the European leagues and the World Cup?
The European leagues is that you have different, and that's a big difference because you have different players. You have, look at them, Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, they won the championship with what, 25 points ahead or 20 points ahead? Why? Because 𝐀𝐻𝐿 and 𝐒𝐻𝐿. 𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 from France, 𝐀𝐻𝐿 from England. So we don't have that in Germany. So the thing is with the club league it's a whole year. You have time from one game to the next game to develop, and you play with that, and you have those players the whole time. With the national team, you get the national team for 10 days in a FIFA date. That's when you can put those teams together and work with them. It's very difficult, and they're playing in different countries and different climates and all that stuff. So that makes it all a little bit different. But it's with the African and those teams over there. We said that 20 years ago that they are developing. Of course they're developing. They're all developing. And we know them from that time that they are fast and that they can run 90 minutes and they are fighting and they are technically good. So nobody should take those teams too easily. It's all about how you prepare for that game. And like I said it yesterday, the game Argentina against Cape Verde, is that an easy game? I said there are no easy games anymore. That is
so what's the change in the coaching pattern, the club football and the international football? The coaching pattern.
Yeah, it's different because you have not too much time to talk to the players about what kind of a style that you play. For example, look at Jürgen Klopp. When he was with Liverpool, he had a certain type of football that he wants to play, like a pressing football and losing the ball sometimes on purpose, just putting pressure on them, win the ball back when they're playing out and they are unorganized. That's what they're going to do. You can barely do that in the national team because you don't have that kind of a player. In the club team, you can get the players that you need for your system. In the national team, is a total different thing.
Have a look at the formation. The way Cape Verde try to play, they actually play in a very low block, very much congested. Just see that 4-2-3-1. We'll see the next picture. 4-3-3, very narrow, very low. Then 4-4-2, very narrow, very. The man-to-man marking is there. Here is Lionel Messi. The marking is there. Everywhere there is a Cape Verde player. Next. 4-5-1, and the fullbacks were very much free. They provided the free space to the fullbacks of Argentine players. Then the next one. So 4-5-1, but Argentina did not have those potential runners, which was actually required at the fullback position. So do you think that is the wake-up call for them, that the potential runners, when you were playing against a low block team, you need those potential runners?
Yeah, I saw actually in the game in the beginning that the left back and the right back, that they went forward because the left wing player, he came inside and they opened up the space, and the left back was always on the outside line. And when they were on the ball on the, let's say on the right side down there, everybody shift over and he was wide open. And I was wondering, why are they not changing? Why don't they switching the ball to the other side and coming with a sprint right there? He had a couple times an overlap and they didn't use him, but in general, it's. But they had a good defense. They stayed good in the back. What I found was very interesting, that the number 14, most of the time, he was always looking for the vertical pass, the penetration ball from the midfield or defense to Messi. So he was always looking where Messi is and trying to go into that space that they don't have a line to pass it on to him. But it just doesn't work all the time.
Did they play physical football in this particular game?
Excuse me?
Physical football. Physical football,
yeah. I mean, you will see now in that kind of a stage, everything is physical, because it's either you live or die. You go home or maybe you go to the next round, and then everybody will fight for that. So there will be maybe also a couple of red cards in the next couple of games too, because that's when you don't want to lose anymore. You don't want to do everything you can. And that's why I say you need fitness is the key now in that situation, because everybody can play. Otherwise, you don't make it in there. You could see it in Verde too. They had good passing out there. They had good speed in there. They have some good combination.
Yeah.
Some good shots. So it's.
Now let's see their attacking formation. There were 6 players when they were attacking at the Argentina's half. I'm like, attacking formation ta dekhte chai. That was the attacking sequence. That was very much unlike Cape Verde. In this particular game, they actually, during the transition, they were very much dangerous, and that's why they achieved the goals.
Yeah, it was the defense was under pressure a couple times, and they didn't look that sharp, and that's why maybe the coach also give them the advice to step up a little bit more. And it's also when you pick those pictures, sometimes you see it changes so often the system that you play a 2-3-4-1 or 4-2-3-1. I always say like we're playing also a 2-4 because the two center backs are in, and then if the outside backs, they should go to the midfield line. The midfield line goes to forward. So it's amazing how they are stepping up and changing the system so many times when you look from above. But it's all about where's the ball, where the opponent, where my teammates, where do I need to run, and that's the understanding of football. And in that kind of a level, it is the difference between somebody who's going to win and somebody who's
Talking about the defenders of Argentina, were they very much up to the mark, or they had a lack of intensity?
I don't know. I don't see. You know, they're one of those days where you could say that the defense, you know, we're missing a couple of players too. The center back was missing, McAllister was missing, Fernandez was missing. They're giving a little bit more, you know, more quality in the midfield, right in the center where it's necessary also to win balls, keeping balls, makes it easier for the center backs. So it is one of those games where the opponent was like fighting and running and giving everything they have and had a good game against us, and that's.
What's your thought on the Messi goal, the touch, the receiver? We want to see the Messi goal actually. At first he was in the offside position. Was it intentional? Just look at Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
In this particular sequence, he was in the offside position. The pass was not there to Lisandro Martinez. Then the next picture, please. Then while receiving, he was just trying to get onside. The next picture, please. Now, Lisandro Martinez just received the ball. He was not releasing it. Messi just trying to come inside, and then once again the next picture. So this time, when Lisandro Martinez released the ball, he was very much onside. Was it intentional being in the offside position at the very early stage?
It is. One thing is like I had that when I played center back. I had a player also. He played always behind me. One certain players. It's very difficult because you're looking for him all the time. You don't know where he is. With him is a little bit different. I think that he is just waiting what's happening, who is getting the ball, where I need to go, and you could see that he has still the time to go there. But the key thing is that they train something like. I'm 100% sure they trained something like that, because when he got that ball. Every time in that area, they're looking, where is Messi? Where is he? And in that moment, when I watched it also a couple times, and I looked and they had an eye contact, and you could see when he is looking at him, they know either in that distance, he doesn't make a point with his fingers, but you could see he's coming short, and as soon as he takes the ball, he is going away. So he's stepping out of he wasn't even offside, but he's stepping a little bit in front of him. And then, because then he is looking at that player, and then when he's looking, he's going, we can see it, he's looking at the ball, and now he's going behind. But what happened then, that's Messi. That almost nobody then he can do that. The way he touched the ball.
Can you remember the dummy which was provided by Almada in the previous game? Do you think that these players have some telepathic connection with Lionel Messi? Because on that particular moment, Almada had no idea where Messi was. Then he just left the ball and left Messi to score the goal. So do you think that they all have a telepathic connection with Messi?
You mean now the defender with him?
Not in this particular game. The game against Austria, where there was a cutback from the left and Almada was there. And suddenly when the ball actually came, Almada just released the ball. He just made a dummy. Yeah. Then Lionel Messi was just behind Almada, and then he scored a goal.
Yeah, that's why I always say, and it's like Messi is actually the key for that. But with Almada, you didn't see that, but they know in the professional level, that's what we all have to learn in Bangladesh too.
Rehearsed actually from coaching point of view.
When you drive a car, you say always like the driver, the teacher tells you every 3 seconds you have to look in the mirror. Why? What's happening behind you? What kind of a car is coming? In football, you have to look always, where are my teammates, where are the opponents? And that's when you watch Messi, he's incredible in that. And every single player, that's why they play in that kind of level. They have that. We are always looking what happened next 2-3 seconds. Where's my teammate? Where's the one that I can play? What happened next 2-3 seconds? So he knows that he is behind him. And he knows when he is trying to get that ball, if he let it go through, not 100%, but to 80%, Messi is waiting for that. Messi is waiting for that. The defender doesn't know. He's watching him. So those kind of things, that is, when you play with a teammate, you know those players. You know how they play together. And that's when you have a star like him, is obviously you're always looking for him. Even when the ball you're getting, you know that he's behind me, I'll let it go through.
Okay, let's talk about Lisandro Martinez. He's been phenomenal. The assist towards Lionel Messi, it was truly very eye-soothing to see. We have some statistics regarding Lisandro Martinez. He made the assist. He played entire 120 minutes. He scored a goal. There was an assist. What's your thought on this particular player? The rating was 8.7. He was the key factor of this match.
I was looking about how many miles, how many kilometers he was running.
Okay, I was also trying to look. No, it's not there. But the passing was accurate. He made 116 accurate passes.
I mean, if you have 116 passes alone, if you are over 100, that means you are always involved. Normally, you have like 3 minutes maximum. The players have 2 to 3 minutes of ball in the game. But if it's 116 contacts with the ball, this is a lot. And how many? 79% accurate. It's 97%. Unbelievable.
97% accurate.
Yeah, 97% is unbelievable. That is, now you have to. The video doesn't lie. This is statistics. But when you see him playing, it's not just a little pass over there. It's about distance also, penetration balls, and all that stuff. Now it's amazing if you have those teammates in there.
The Argentine supporters are very much concerned about the strikers. Lautaro Martinez. What's your thought on him?
It's very
even
difficult.
Alvarez, even as Julian Alvarez, he's not also up to the mark.
Yeah, but they're all good players. They can make a decision, or they can change the game in one moment, and he's a good player. But again, for me, the whole thing is everybody plays for one player, for Messi. That's it. If Messi is not there, then they have to step up a little bit more. But it depends. They have, I don't know exactly what his role is in there, what he's going to do, what he needs to do. But he's an incredible player, like any of the Argentinians.
Are you surprised seeing all the superstars are scoring goals? Harry Kane scoring goals, Erling Haaland scoring goals, Ronaldo scoring goals, Messi scoring goals, Mbappe scoring goals. Is it a bit surprising that everyone is scoring goals, all the superstars?
I think that we have superstars right now in there. They are just outstanding. I was watching, for example, Kane. Because in Germany, he plays in Bayern Munich, and he scores so many, 60 goals, I guess. And I was watching him, and it's really so that person, he's looking once at the goal, and then he visualizes that in his brain so much. Whenever he touches a ball, he knows exactly the goal is right there. I need to go look for my technique, how I get the ball, but I know how to get that ball on the frame. And it's amazing that he's not really looking when he's taking a shot, because he knows where it is. Mbappe he has that speed in a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and Messi had the skill. Then like Haaland is the same thing. He has also everything. He's fast. He's good in the air. He's technically good. In front of the goal, he's powerful. So give him a ball, he's gonna finish it. It's amazing how many incredible players we have in this World Cup.
We have the sequence. The first time Argentina conceded the goal against Cape Verde. Can we see that Argentina যখন গোলটা খেয়েছে Cape Verdeর সঙ্গে, তাদের ডিফেন্সটা কতটা ভালনারেবল ছিল? We have been talking about the vulnerability in the defense. Just Look at there, Enzo Fernandez. He was not pressing this particular player.
Yeah.
Here, I think Emi Martinez was not also in the right position. So there was a cutback, and that particular player, he scored the goal. So
It was two passes through the legs.
Two passes.
To the legs.
Yeah. So
And I think he's in that position with the goalkeeper. He's still in a good position because now you also have to. He will step up a little bit more. He's maybe also thinking about a cross and everything. But the one in the middle also, who is looking to the left, they have one-on-one, and then he needs to step up a little bit earlier to him. But you know, sometimes it goes so quick. Everything, and you find everywhere a little mistake, that somebody make a mistake. That's why they score goals.
okay, let's talk about Vozinha. We have some stats regarding Vozinha. 8 saves altogether in this particular game, and among the 8, 4 has been after 70 minutes. High intensive moments. What's your thought on Vozinha? He played the entire 120 minutes. 8 saves. He conceded 3 goals, but he was phenomenal.
Yeah, there were like 2-3 other chances or maybe shots there, normally goals. Look at the one free kick from Messi.
Yeah.
When he was staying still on the post and organizing it, and maybe the referee let it go. So when he took that shot, he has to get to the other side immediately, and he had that incredible save. So no, it is sometimes, you know, as a goalkeeper, you're growing, you're going with the momentum, and you're just stepping up. You're enjoying the game so much, and you'll be so hyper. It's like adrenaline that he has, like ATP he gets in his body, and it's just like that goes for 10 minutes or something, and then you slow it down, or you have a sugar shock or something like that. But it is that you have a moment where you're really up to, and in that game, it's like that's the game of the life that they're gonna play, and they stepped up. It was
Now
fantastic.
let's talk about 𝐻𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗶. We have a presentation regarding their journey. 𝐻𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗶, they were maybe ranked at 115 or something. After that, in 10 years, ranking at 67. Now the question arises, if 𝐻𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗶 can do it, Curaçao can do it, why cannot Bangladesh do that?
Of course we can do that.
How we can do that? That is the biggest question.
Yeah, well, that's what I said we need to do. We need to get up in the rankings. That is a key factor for us. Why? Because when we played, for example, against San Marino, a team who plays only against big teams, and we won against that. That should give us a little bit hype. Now we need to start playing football. We need to have maybe 1-2. We need to good players. We need a striker. We need a goalkeeper who can save games and stuff like that. So we need to win against teams that are ahead of us, like Cambodia, Maldives, and those kind of teams, even Turkmenistan and all those teams. They are just in front of us, Nepal. Those teams we need to win to get in front of them when we have the next qualification for Asian Cup or World Cup. Why? Because when you play that qualification, you're in a different bowl where the drawing is. So we are in the next bowl, so we have 2 games against the team who is behind us. When you win, you get 4 or 5 times the points in a friendly game. So that's how you go up. SAF, I don't know if SAF is also a tournament where we get like 3, 4, 5 times the numbers of the points, because we need to get up in the points. When you get up in the points, you're playing against better teams, and you're a better team also, and you slowly but surely you get into the rankings. 150, that's a goal. 150, and then from 150 you need to get close to 100, and that's how you line up with the better teams, get better players, better development, and then it works.
টমাস টুরি যে কথাটা বলছিলেন যে আসলে বাংলাদেশও বিশ্বকাপ খেলতে পারে, তবে সেক্ষেত্রে র্যাঙ্কিংয়ের উন্নতির জায়গাটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট, যেমনটা কুরাসাও কিংবা এই দলগুলো 𝐻𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗵 যাদেরকে নিয়ে আমরা কথা বলছিলাম তারা করেছে। সো সেই পরিকল্পনা অনুযায়ী কিন্তু তিনি এগোতে চান, এবং হ্যাঁ, একটা দিন হতেও পারে বাংলাদেশ ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ খেলছে। হোয়াটস ইউর থট অন হামজা চৌধুরী? হাউ মাচ ফ্যাসিনেটিং ইট ইজ টু গেট আ প্লেয়ার লাইক হামজা চৌধুরী ইনটু দ্য স্কোয়াড?
I mean, Hamza is an unbelievable human being. I mean, I met him first time. He comes in as a star from the English league. He is humble. He is a leader. He is helpful. He is funny. He is supportive. Everything what you want to have in a leader. And he's a great player. So it's not that he comes back and saying, you know, I'm a big star, I don't have to run, I don't have to do anything. He's fighting. And you could see how much he's involved in everything. So when he had that cross, the second goal that we scored, and you know what he does? He goes on his knees immediately and start praying. So that means, you know, you're so into that game that that you're praying, you're doing everything. And after that, he was running to the players, hugging the players, friendly with everybody, with the fans, you know, hanging out with them and talking to them. And he's a leader that we don't have anybody else in there. I'm saying it now. But we have more of those players, and we need to create something like that.
Exactly.
And that's he as a leader in there, where everybody looks up to. We need a couple more of those players.
What's the difference actually? We have seen the winger of Brazil, Vini Jr. 7 goals in 13 matches under Carlo Ancelotti, 6 goals in 39 matches under other coaches. What's the difference?
I think that he has more freedom, that he can play more his game. Otherwise, he has to be he has to fit in the system. So, and sometimes a player like him is like Messi. We have to let him go, give him the freedom, whatever he wants to do. We always say, like as coaches, we have to let the team know how do we get from our defense up to the last third of the field, and on the last third of the field, do whatever you want. So, because that's your best what you can do, because you wanna score goals, you wanna assist, do whatever you want.
Is Ancelotti the biggest character of this Brazil's team?
I don't know. I mean, it's a kind of we rely always on the success that they have, you know, and all the coaches before, they are maybe great coaches too.
I'm asking you that question because every time Brazil conceding a goal, then they're coming back. That's not the Brazil we know. We know Brazil scoring goal first, dominating the game. But this particular Brazil team, they're conceding goal first. After that, they're coming back. So the magic relies on Carlo Ancelotti. Many people say that.
Yeah, it could be. One thing is that, but it's strange. Such a good team has to wake up first. They have to get the goal against first before they start. But the last game that we saw was the first half wasn't good at all. I mean, Japan, you know, closed everything, parked the bus in front of the goal, and they have no solution. But you know, maybe it's also sometimes from the outside you don't have that input anymore. It's so loud, and the players so maybe don't get it, and you come in the halftime, you come in, and then he can actually talk to them, give them the confidence, go after him. Do the overlap, do the stuff, try to do whatever you can over there, and you had a total different Brazilian team in the second half.
So if Ancelotti was the coach of Portugal, do you think that Ronaldo could have scored more goals?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's Ronaldo. Maybe he's not so the leader in Portugal that Messi is in Argentina. I think that's the biggest difference. That his time is maybe past, not just because of the skills and stuff, because of the age. I think it's because of the acceptance in the team.
Okay.
What you see from the distance, but I don't
Does
know.
that matter? The acceptance in the team in professional football.
Of course,
it matters a lot.
It matters a lot. I mean, everything is about the locker room. If you don't have the energy in the locker room, the positive energy, you will never be successful. Never. You always have to create something that the hype in the locker room is, I'm happy to be there. And I do whatever I can to help you. And he is helping you also. And when he has a mistake, I'm going to help him. But you have to help him also. And if I make a mistake, you need to help me, and he helps me also. If you create that in a locker room, you show that on the field. That's one family on that field, and everybody fights. And when you have one player like Messi or one player like Ronaldo, and the one is maybe more accepted than the other one, it shines. You
but
figure
the
that
counter
out.
question arises: you have such a phenomenal team: Bruno Fernandes, Rafael Leao, Cancelo, all the stars of the European leagues. Cannot then they complement Ronaldo?
Maybe it's ego. I mean, the ego is the biggest enemy of success. So if you have somebody in there who is thinking about himself, then you know he can kill the whole team. So you have to sort that out. That's why you see with England how many good players they let at home, and why the coach was saying, Tuchel was saying that he's might not good for us in the family thing. that working for each other. There's maybe a little bit ego in this guy, and even there may be better players. You need to have the right players in that locker room and in that team. And I heard it from somebody also this week that they were saying that even if somebody he's not even starting, that he is the one that they need in the locker room to really push the guys, being there for them, maybe being funny and stuff, but you have to create that. That brings you success.
What's your thought on this France team? 4 forwards up front.
Yeah, but that means if you have 4 forwards like 𝐒𝐻𝐿 and 𝐒𝐻𝐿𝐵𝐻, then you know every defense is struggling. So and that's what they think, maybe because they have so good individual players up front that again anybody in that position get the ball, he can do a one-on-one with the goalkeeper and take a shot from 15, 16, 20 yards and can score. So it's better you have load up over there and you have 2, 3 combinations getting a free shot in there because you have the quality right there.
Yeah.
If you have only one player up front that can do it, then you don't want to play with 4 up front, and you're too dangerous in the back. And that is, I think that is a success from France.
What's the difference between Mbappe in 2022 and Mbappe in 2026?
Besides, he's 4 years older. He has a little bit more experience, and even
He's captain of the side, assisting goals.
Yeah, the experience is actually what the development is with him. So he makes different decisions, but he looks like he's even faster than he was 4 years ago. He is in front of the goal. He's maybe more a killer. But I remember, like it was yesterday, the final against Argentina last time when he scored those 3 goals. You know how quick that he is in the situation where he can score, and it's just amazing.
How about 𝐒𝐻𝐿𝐵𝐻 assisting 5 assists in this particular tournament?
Yeah, I mean, he scored behind Kane in Bayern Munich, who scored the most goals. He assisted the most goals too. So he's incredible. He's an unbelievable left-footed player. He cuts in, he cuts out. He has a great shot. He is good in dribbling. He has a good eye with his players. Combination is good. There are so many good players in this World Cup. I think it's much more than the previous World Cups.
Well, we are just about to end our show. 3 predictions in a row. Who is going to win the Golden Boot? Who is going to win the Golden Ball? And who is going to be the champion? The potential lineup for the final first.
Yeah. I think and I hope that Argentina will be in the final.
Okay.
And then I believe France also again. So that would be a nice rematch. I would love to see that. And then
who's going to win this time?
The Golden Boot. I mean, it's. I think Messi, the Golden Ball. I think that he will score the most goals in this World Cup, and the best player is most likely is somebody who also have those games. But it all depends how 𝐒𝐻𝐿𝐵𝐻 plays. I mean, it's very difficult. You roll the dice.
Well, thank you so much for your presence. Thank you so much on behalf of Jamuna Television. Hope you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for the invitation.
দর্শক, এই ছিল আমাদের আজকের আয়োজনে। এতক্ষণ আমাদের সঙ্গে থাকার জন্য সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ।